Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a fabulous Monday. Today I'm coming to the weekly Minks Monday Q&A. Before we get started, let me share the bag that I'm currently rocking, and that is the Louis Vuitton Speedy 30 in the Damien Azur. Alright, so grab a coffee, grab a tea, let's start work, let's go to work, let's do laundry, whatever it is that you're doing, come join me. We have some awesome topics to cover today. Starting with the first question from Shay A. Have you ever been in a position where you currently don't have the funds for an item, but find yourself pressured into buying it because of rumors of a price increase? This is an awesome question, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't take it into consideration, but I don't pressure myself because for me, it's a slippery slope. Of course, nobody wants to pay more for an item if they don't have to. I mean, if they can avoid a price increase, I totally get it, but just for myself and a promise that I did, way back when I first got into luxury goods, it's something that I have difficulty just kind of not going crazy. So for me, I have to have the funds. If I don't have it, I don't buy it, but like I said, that slippery slope is definitely very real for me. And I guess my personality, I just don't have, I shouldn't say I don't have, but the self-control thing isn't necessarily the best. So I have difficulty with it. But it is a very real thing when it comes to the pressure of a price increase. You hear about it, whether it's from your sales associates or if it's on social media, or people are saying, oh my gosh, it's gonna go up like $400, $500, get it now, and there have been so many times that I have seen people say that there are gonna be price increases and then nothing happens for like years. I know that hasn't happened in a while as far as the years thing, but sometimes it's like a frenzy and then it gets, everything gets sold out and then you're just kind of like waiting for the price increase to happen and it never does, or it takes a long time for it to happen. So it is, like I said before, it is very, very real. You get that pressure because nobody wants to pay more. I mean, nobody does. I don't think anybody is like, yeah, I'll pay the extra $800, no problem. Whew. I don't see it that way. I know my wallet can't take that. But as far as, I guess, that, like I said before, the type of personality that I have, that it is a slippery slope and that self-control ends up being, I guess, non-existent when it comes to luxury goods. As bad as that sounds, I gotta be honest with you, as bad as that sounds, I have to keep it in focus. I have to keep it in focus. Plus, I feel like when I do hold off, it's that much more satisfying because I held out that long and I didn't necessarily, pressure myself into getting it 5 months ago or 6 months ago or anything like that. I don't know. Call me crazy, but that's the way I see it. What do you guys think as far as pressure when it comes to price increases? Have you experienced it in the past, or are you like me, the whole slippery slope type of thing? Let us know in the comment section down below. But fantastic question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from 11 Jade Stone 11. With the recent craze over Amazon dupes, I was wondering what you thought about the idea of purchasing inexpensive versions of their luxury counterparts. There are two situations available on Amazon though, which I find crazy. You can get close dupes, but you can also get straight up replicas. Why all of a sudden is it acceptable to purchase fakes just because it's through Amazon? All right, so these are fantastic questions. And first things first, I think that by buying an item that is less expensive but looks similar in size to something that you're looking to add to your collection is a great way to get a feel for that size, to see if it suits your needs, to see if it works out for your lifestyle. Not for reasons of wear and tear, not for reasons of quality, because I feel that there's no comparison when it comes to fast fashion to luxury fashion houses. And even within those same luxury fashion houses, the quality does vary. Whether it's their canvas, their leather, or what have you, you'll definitely be able to see a difference. Also, I feel that, let's say that one of these luxury fashion houses makes a really fun, a really trendy handbag that you absolutely love, but you're not in love with it enough to want to spend the amount of money that they're charging for it. I think that by going for a dupe or going for a dupe with a spin, those are the ones that I prefer, I think that's a great way to go. That way you can have this really fun bag, especially because it's trendy, because you might love it today, you might hate it tomorrow. And if you were to spend, that amount of money on the luxury version of it, then you totally fell out of love. You're kind of like, I don't want to use this bag anymore. Then you have to go into the whole selling process and what have you. But if you went for the dupe, and let's say that you use it for the summer, you use it for the weekend, or whatever the case may be, you're having fun with it and you're not breaking the bank. you know? So yes, I am all for it. But like I said, I feel that there's different there's different kinds of dupes. I prefer the dupes with just a little bit of a spin to it than the ones that completely mimic, you know, the luxury fashion houses or what have you. But that's just the way that I see it when it comes to dupes, or when it comes to, you know, having fun with these trendy handbags. Now, as far as replicas go, many of you know that that's not something I choose to spend my money on. I am not a fan of them, but to each their own. And I do think it's crazy that there are so many different sellers that you see on Amazon. You also see a ton of them on Instagram popping up. I feel like every day you see like 20 or 30 or 40 just here and there, and they send you DMs or what have you. So I'm wondering if Amazon is putting something into place to kind of be a little bit more strict when it comes to replicas. I don't think it's acceptable just because it's Amazon, definitely not, you know, but like I said before, to each their own. But this is an awesome question, and I know that this is a very, very hot topic at the moment, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it. What do you guys think about dupes? What do you think about dupes with spins, or how do you feel about the replicas that you see on Amazon? You know, let us know if you agree with them or if you don't agree with it. Whatever the case may be, let us know in the comment section down below. But fantastic questions, and hopefully I was able to answer them. Next question from Annie C. I know you love Louis Vuitton, but how do you feel about upcycled canvas being used on everyday items that Louis Vuitton doesn't make? All right, so as far as upcycled canvas, I am all for it. I absolutely love the idea of being able to give something a second life when you can no longer use it as a handbag or as a small leather good or anything like that. And I feel that especially if you're such a lover of the brand, for you to be able to incorporate that love into those everyday items, I think it's fabulous. So whether you want to turn it into, I don't know, a planner or a footstool or pillows, I am all for it. I think it is fantastic. Plus, think about it this way. If Louis Vuitton did make those items, can you imagine how much more expensive they would be? So I guess some people might think that it's somewhat cheating, kind of, not really though, because they are using authentic canvas. So you are cheating, but kind of not, and you're still showing mad love for the fashion house. But that's the way that I see it. I would love to hear your thoughts on upcycled canvas. Are you a fan of it? Are you against it? Let us know in the comment section down below. But fantastic question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Paula Dickman. How was your selling experience with Fashionphile? So for those of you that watched my recent luxury goods I sold in Why video, I mentioned that I sold some items to Fashionphile, and I've always had an awesome experience with them. It's always been hassle-free from the beginning to the very end, you know, so you send them pictures of your items, you get a quote within a couple of days, they give you a prepaid shipping label, and then you send your items off to them. Once they receive your items, they look them over just to make sure that it's as you describe them, to make sure that they're authentic, and from the time that they receive them to the time that you get paid, it's anywhere from 2 to 3 days. So like if they got them on Friday, obviously because of the weekend it might be a little bit longer, but I feel that it's always been pretty quick. Now I will admit I have gotten some quotes in the past that I was not too comfortable selling the item at that price. It stung a little bit, and let's just call it what it is. It was heartbreaking, all right? It was heartbreaking, and I opted not to sell it to them. And that's another thing. You are not bound to sell the item to them just because you got a quote. So if you see the quote, you're not happy with it, you can say no thank you, and you can send it to a different company, or you can sell it yourself. So you are not bound to sell it to them. But every time I have sold to them, I have always had a great experience. It's always been seamless, prompt payment, and no issues whatsoever. And one of the things that I have always appreciated about consignment shops, I know that we've talked about this many of times on Minks Monday, I like the fact that you do have peace of mind. You know, you don't have to worry about chargebacks. You hear so many horror stories about people that sell their authentic items and then they have this long battle with PayPal, or they have this long battle with this other platform, you know, trying to get their money back, or they got duped by the seller or by the buyer, or, you know, things like that. So to be able to have peace of mind, you sell your item and you're done. You have nothing else to do with that handbag or with those shoes or with that small leather good or with that jewelry or anything like that. I think it's great. So fantastic question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Sarah Wright. I've been eyeing the Scarlet, Speedy, and Louis Vuitton, but I saw the color Scarlet on the Pochette Matisse because my store didn't have it. My heart sank as it wasn't the color that I thought it was. After seeing more photos online/Instagram, and the color looks so different. So does the color vary within bags/same items but different batches? This is an excellent question, and I feel that when it comes to Louis Vuitton's canvas, I think that it varies because, for example, with monogram, sometimes the monogram might be a little bit more caramel, sometimes it might be a little bit more khaki, or for example, on their Damier Azur pieces, some might look a little bit more yellow, others might look a little bit brighter. So I think that with those, the batches are different, the rolls might be different, and they will always vary just slightly in color from one to the other. But when it comes to their leather, I feel that their colors are very consistent. You know, for the most part, I feel that they're very consistent. The biggest thing for me when it comes to Instagram or seeing pictures online is that it really depends on the lighting that that person takes the picture in. Sometimes it's the lighting, sometimes it's the angle. Other times people do end up using filters on their pictures to make the colors look that much more vibrant, that much more vivid. I know exactly where you're coming from. I also experienced this not too long ago. One of the associates sent me a picture of the newest Chanel Deauvilles. You guys know my love for Deauvilles, and they have a red color that came out. And the picture that she sent me, the red looks so intense. It looks so vibrant. It looks so rich. I was hooked. I was like, I can't believe it. They finally made a red one. So when I got it in my hot little hands, it was completely different. It was a lot more faded. And I know that that was the intention of the material. That was the purpose of the color that they had for the Deauvilles. I totally get that. But in the pictures, it was like night and day. And the best way that I can describe it, I have to insert a picture, but the best way that I can describe it, it reminded me of a red beach towel left out in the sun to rot. I know that's not the nicest thing to say about Chanel, but that's how I saw it. So let me insert that picture really quickly. So as I mentioned previously, I feel that with Louis Vuitton leather, the color might vary slightly, not enough to be a huge difference, you know, but unfortunately, sometimes it's almost like we have to be there to physically see the color of the handbag because of the lighting, because of the angle, or because of the filters that someone might use, you know. So you see the picture, you're super excited, you're like, yes, it's the color of my dreams. I can't believe they finally made it. And then you see it in real life and it's muted or faded, and there go your dreams completely crushed, you know. So one of the things that I always suggest to ask your associates, especially if you don't live somewhere close to a boutique where you can drive down there and see it for yourself, because sometimes people do live a couple hours away, or sometimes people don't have any of these boutiques in their states or within their area. One of the things that you can ask the associate for multiple pictures. You can ask for a picture outside so you have an idea, a picture not underneath the fluorescent lights, because that can also alter how it looks. You know, you can get different pictures sent in different lighting, so that way you have a better idea of what you can expect. Because if you get one picture and they might end up making it a lot brighter, then you're expecting the brighter handbag when you do finally get it, and then, you know, to see that it's not that color is definitely heartbreaking. So I don't know if this ends up helping out, but fantastic question. Next question from Larice Bernardo. Hopefully I said that correctly. What do you think of Fendi, the By the Way bags, Monster specifically, and Ferragamo? I rarely hear Ferragamo in review. All right, so let me insert a picture of the Fendi By the Way bag, the Monster version, right now. The leather on this handbag looks incredible. It looks like it's so incredibly comfortable. And I also like the fact that this bag is versatile. So you can use it crossbody, you can use it on your shoulder, or you can take off the removable strap and use it as a hand carry bag. So I do like those options. Unfortunately, this bag is not for me. I find it to be just a tad too busy, whether it is the Monster version or the regular version. I feel like it's just a little bit too busy for something that I normally end up going for. But still, the fact that I can appreciate how comfortable it might be and the versatility, absolutely. Now, when it comes to Ferragamo, unfortunately, I don't have much experience. Of course, we all know that they have amazing quality when it comes to their belts and their shoes, but as far as their handbags, like I said before, I don't have much experience. And I would love to know if any of you guys do have Ferragamo handbags, how do you find them to wear? Are they great? Do you recommend them? Do you not recommend them? But let us know in the comment section down below, because I do get this question asked quite often. And like I said previously, I don't have much experience when it comes to Ferragamo and their handbags. So if you can give us a little bit more information, I would appreciate that immensely. But fantastic questions, and hopefully I was able to answer them. Next question from Jay Sparkles. Hopefully I said that correctly. Can you give us tips on how you manage to get your hands on the Louis Vuitton luggage tags, please? I have a reasonable amount of Louis Vuitton items, yet they still give me a hard time purchasing a luggage tag on its own, as I haven't gotten a piece that has a luggage tag. I keep getting luggage tags that are sold as a spare part to an item that originally came with one. I'd love to have one on my Neverfull and Speedy bandolier. All right, so I did bring one of the luggage tags that I have out just so we have a little bit of eye candy. This is the larger Damien Ben, and I had it hot stamped with an E, a heart, and a dog for Edward. And they have gotten crazy strict when it comes to luggage tags, at least in the boutiques that I go to. It might be different where you live, but they have gotten really strict. And in the past, luggage tags were always supposed to be only purchased on an item that does come with the tag itself, kind of like what you mentioned. That was always the intention of having them around because it was a spare part. And then it started to come into these being considered bag charms, like myself. I made a video on it, I think like 5 years ago or something like that, you know, and there have been so many of us that do use these as bag charms. I think that they're super cute, and it's an inexpensive way to add a Louis Vuitton piece without breaking the bank, you know, so I am all for these. But yeah, they've gotten crazy strict, and I think it was probably 8 months ago, I was talking to one of the managers, and she was saying that they were having a lot of issues with people coming in and buying like 10 luggage tags at a time, and then they were selling them either to, you know, they were selling them in general for like double, triple the price, you know, and they said that they had to put a stop to it. I don't know if it's necessarily nationwide, because I have heard that, but at the same time, I've also heard of some associates that are like, yeah, sure, no problem, let me order you one, even if you don't have history of an item that that comes with a luggage tag. So I guess it just comes down to the boutique, and it comes down to the associate. Some might be more lenient than others, but I completely understand where they're coming from as a company. I completely get it, but from a consumer standpoint, I think it's a bummer, because I think that these are so incredibly cute. You can personalize them, you can add a little bit of color, or if you're on a vacation and you want to get a special hot stamp, you can do that. And the fact that they have gotten so strict is definitely a bummer, you know? And I think it was probably the 8 months ago, like I said, when I was talking to the manager, that's when they really kind of got even more strict, because before then, it was kind of in the works that they were going that route, you know, but they were still available in the boutiques. And I remember when I did the giveaway, and I had one of the luggage tags, it wasn't very easy to get it either. It wasn't as easy as it was maybe 5-6 years ago. It was getting to be a little bit harder. So it is a bummer. I have also heard people that take in either their friends, their moms, or their sisters, or their brothers, or whoever's item they have that does have a luggage tag. They take it into the boutique and they request another one, and they have had great success with that. So that's something else to note. But hopefully they change their mind, and hopefully they bring these back around, because I think that they're awesome. So fantastic question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. Next question from Bond and Oz. I've been looking at the Louis Vuitton Pochette Voyage in Eclipse, and I noticed that there was yet another price increase. It's very similar to the Toiletry 26, but so much more expensive. I put this down to the leather trim, but then I noticed that the Toiletry 26 in Epi is about $400 cheaper than the Voyage, and it's full leather. What's going on with the prices? I'm struggling to justify the mainly canvas piece. All right, so before I get into this, let me insert a picture of the monogram Toiletry 26 and the Epi Leather 26 right now. Now the monogram version retails for $445 here in the States. The Epi version retails for $605 here in the States. And the Pochette Voyage retails for $855 here in the States. So it's a little bit more than double than the monogram, than the regular monogram, and a little over $200 for the Epi version. Now besides the fact that this does have a little bit more leather trim than the monogram version, because you have the leather trim on the front side, you also have it on the back side, and you also have it on the sides here. This also has what I guess you can consider a little bit more heavy duty hardware than the other ones, and it also has a little bit more, it has hardware on the zipper pull there. But besides that, the biggest difference between them is the fact that this is fully lined in fabric. And it also has 6 credit card slots. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it because it is black interior. So you have 6 credit card slots, and you also have a slip pocket right here. So it's fully lined in fabric and those little guys there. Now, do I feel that the fact that this is lined in fabric and those 6 credit card slots and that slip pocket warrant the $400 difference between the monogram and this one? Absolutely not. I'll be honest with you. I don't think so. Some of you might see it differently. And the biggest reason I say that is because I appreciate the Toiletry 26 because it has the washable interior. And I feel that there's so many people that use these as clutches, and let's say that you're carrying your makeup in there, or if something spills, it's so much easier to clean out the lining or to clean out the interior of the Toiletry Pouch 26 and the monogram than it would be to clean it off of this textile lining. We all know that if you get some type of like a lipstick stain on here, it'll kind of get embedded into the material, and it's a pain in the butt to try to remove, you know? So I personally don't feel that it warrants that big of a difference, not at all, you know? And I do like having the credit card slots, but I mean, you can easily use a slim credit card holder in the other one if you're gonna use it as a clutch or as a travel piece, what have you. It's a beautiful item, and many of you know how much I love Monogram Eclipse. It's one of my favorite canvases. I think it is beautiful, and I do love the gunmetal hardware that it has. I think it's gorgeous, and the fact that you do have a little bit more carefree type of leather here, I think is great. But I don't know if this ends up helping you out. If you are a fan of the Monogram Eclipse and you do like the fact that it does come with the built-in credit card slots, I think that this is a great way to go. But if you do see yourself using it as a clutch, or if you see yourself carrying something in there that might end up spilling that you might have to clean up, or even or anything like that, then I would recommend going for the monogram one, saving a little bit of money and putting those extra savings towards something else. I don't know, but fantastic question, and hopefully I was able to help. And the last question from Steve Marshall: are there any full-size luxury backpacks that you would like to add to your collection? All right, so there is one that I have been eyeing. I haven't gone into the boutique to try it out or anything like that. It's the Louis Vuitton Discovery backpack. Let me insert a picture of it right now. I love this backpack. I think it is beautiful, and I love the fact that you can either go for the leather version or you can go for the Monogram Eclipse version, so that's the one that I would choose. It retails for $2,010 here in the States, so it does go above my rule for Louis Vuitton canvas, but it looks like it is so insanely comfortable, plus it's carefree, plus it's Monogram Eclipse. But if any of you guys do have this, let me know in the comment section down below how you find it. How is it wearing? Do you recommend it? You know, the more information that you can give us, let us know. But that is the one that I have been eyeing. And I don't know what it is. I feel like it's simple, but it's not. It's understated, but it's not. And once again, the fact that it's in Monogram Eclipse, I am a sucker for that canvas. So that's the one that I would choose. Are there any full-size backpacks on your guys' radar? Let us know in the comment section down below. But fantastic question, and hopefully I was able to answer it. All right, you guys, that does it for Minks Monday Q&A. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to help. You guys had some awesome questions this week. You will see me one other time. I don't know if it might be Friday or Saturday, but regardless, you will see me later on this week. But again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red button below and hitting that bell so you're notified when I upload videos, which is anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week. I think I messed up on that part, but anyways, I will see you guys later. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not. The choice is yours. Have a great day.